the Price contract got officially traded, which is big. Well, I was expecting it. I thought it was gonna go down soon. But what do you guys think about that?
I think it's very good.
Huh?
I think it's very good for the Habs.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a miracle.
Miracle on.
They needed to trade it, right? I just thought that they were gonna have to give up a little bit more than I thought they gave because of the situation. Like usually, it's towards the beginning of the off season. Teams would usually try to load off a contract, but for some reason, instead of July 1st, Montreal had a last bonus to pay him on September 1st.
Yeah.
So it held everything back, right? So he got paid as what? So it was a $5 million.
It's like 5.5 million, yeah.
Pretty crazy, huh? It's a pretty nice bonus.
And now,
Sitting on your ass.
Yeah.
so all the teams either are under the cap or over the cap, or they got themselves above the cap floor. So it looked like Montreal was going to have instead of trading on a position of strength, they were going to trade a position of weakness. So I thought they were going to get screwed. I was waiting for Montreal to have to give up a second round pick. I thought it was a bit much, but I wouldn't have been surprised. Yeah, I really thought they would have to, but they ended up, what was it, a fifth round draft pick for the 2026 season.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good.
Very good. Yeah.
It's good. They needed to get rid of that contract.
Yeah,
it sucks, but
it's okay. You know what they're gonna do? They'll probably do like some teams do, like the Bruins did with Chara. Sign him for a day so they retire as a Bruin, or he's gonna retire.
That's exactly what
Price
was going to happen.
They could put his number up in the rafters.
Yeah.
No, they won't put his number up in the rafters.
No,
I don't think so.
If it was any other team,
Yes, yeah.
in the NHL, there was a good chance, but like you really need to
A cup.
like I'm not taking anything away from him, but like it's gonna be a real debate back and forth. I don't care if he does or doesn't. He deserves it, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's gonna be difficult.
Hockey mecca over here. Like, you need a freaking cup, man, to get at those.
Yeah, to be every player in the rafters want a Stanley Cup, right? I would assume so.
Koivu is in? No, Koivu's not there.
Of course not.
Of course. So why would Carey Price be there?
Yeah, but Carey Price is one of the most winningest goalies of all time, no?
Understood, but
Yeah.
But if he was never injured,
Listen, Manny, there's an argument for both, and I support both arguments. That's why I'm saying it's going to be a difficult decision. If it was he was on another team anywhere in the NHL, right away. But because of the history behind this team, it's going to be a tough decision.
By the way, when I did see Gregory and Dave last time, he says, when I do come on, whenever they do decide to come on and talk, Greg wants to talk about Carey Price big time. So,
it's his floor.
Yeah. If he wants to really chime in on that.
Who's that?
It's a good friend of ours.
He knows him, Greg and Dave.
Oh, Greg. Yeah.
Greg.
I know Dave. Yeah.
My cousin.
Yeah. Oh, he's your cousin.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Dave's super.
Their first cousin.
OG.
Yeah. Dave is super cool. It's true.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, man.
Anyways, there was a lot of rumors back and forth that people saying they needed to trade the contract, and some people were saying no, they can hold on to it. And they didn't necessarily have to trade the contract, which I totally disagree, because the rules are changing, right? Montreal are already over they were already the salary. They needed to relinquish salary before the start of the season, right? Well, now, in order to put Price on LTIR, they can't just put him on LTIR and use that money, even though, let's say they were able to. They could, but then that money is gonna go against their cap next year. They don't want that, right? So, but
they want a fresh start.
But let's say, for argument's sake, they were able to. In order for the team to put him on LTIR, they first have to get under the cap. So they would have to first either trade 2 players or a contract in order to go down, or get rid of a player or do something. So they had no choice. So I don't think they wanted to get rid of players that they have on the team.
Yeah.
Or bring players to Laval. Plus, with a new CBA right now, in order to if they would have put somebody under the cap in the beginning of the season, in order to send somebody in Laval in order to get under the cap and then put Price on LTLR. Last year, you could have it was a paper transaction. You put, let's say they put Jack last year They sent them to Laval, but they didn't really. They just needed to get under the cap, right? This year, you can't do that. Meaning, if you put somebody on signing to the NHL, they have to play now at least one game in the NHL and the AHL before you can put the paper to call them back up. So that's another negative. So that's another push against them. So they had no. So the September 1st was a negative on them. The AHL thing was a negative on them. So it was bound that they had to.
So do you believe that this that Gordon and Hughes, did they cook, man? Did they freaking do a crazy move right now, or what?
Well, you know what? You know what this trade's going to do now? It's going to resurge a lot of more movement in the AHL. Because now Montreal has cap space. Yeah. They still have time to see if they can make a move to add or maybe try to get somebody on the offense for the center. But if not, they'll go with what they have, right? Like I said, remember what I said when the earlier on in the summer? That everybody wants to put Laine on the... Now everybody's saying, okay, it's going to be Demidov, Laine, and Doc. Exactly like I said. It makes sense. Why would you start Laine on the third line? It doesn't make sense. For sure.
Why would you do that to someone that... How much is he getting paid?
Who?
Laine.
Laine, I think this year, I think it's... Last year was 8 or 9. I think it's 7 or something. 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but it's around that.
Third liners generally make $7 million.
No, listen, I think let's not forget he hadn't played in over a year and a half, almost 2 years. He came back, he almost broke his leg, whatever.
Yeah.
And he opted out of surgery, so he didn't come back 100%. And then towards the end of the season, there was an injury there.
But he's been consistently at the rink, man.
Yeah, it looks like his heart's in it, or
yeah, I think he's...
Well, let's see. It's a contract year.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That
he'll have a good season. He'll put it up there, man.
I think there's.
But I was fooling around with this. I wasn't paying attention. Well, I was trying to pay attention at the same time, but I don't know if this question was answered. But were you surprised that Sharks or any team picked up Price's contract? Isn't that a hard thing to do to get rid of a contract of a $10 million contract?
Because they're not actually going to be paying him $10 million. It's going to be $2.
Yeah,
under cap.
Where does the other $8 million come from? Because
he got paid $5.5 million in bonus, which
that goes towards
towards that. Your question is very good because it brings up a good point. A team like San Jose, or even if it wasn't them, another team who thinks they're not going to get anywhere, it's good because if they want to unofficially tank, to try and get a good draft pick for the upcoming off season, it's a good opportunity to do that.
It's just to hit the minimum cap, right? The minimum cap space. That's what they did it for, right?
Exactly. Like teams want to offload contracts to be not competitive, but then if you offload too much contract, you're going to be below the minimum cap floor. So you take on that contract and you put and it'll bring you back up, and you still have a shitty team, right?
So what happens when you're below? You get fined, I guess. That's what happens. You get a fine or something.
You can't. You have to. I don't know if you get fined. You might get fined, but you have to be up. You're not allowed to be above. You have to.
Counting gimmick stuff that's going on.
It's about being. It's about balance within all the teams. That's why there's a salary cap.